Right. So before I start, any query from your end? Any special occasion today? All batches strengths are very less. Any Sampurna Babu movie released? No. Okay. Right. Before I start, any query from your end?
Hey Satish,
Yes.
I have one question.
Yes, Krishna.
So actually we are displaying the error message at the top of the page, right? So is it possible to display the error message right next to the field or right below the field?
We can do that, but the concept will be not Apex message. There will be a different format.
Okay.
That you have to take as a label and display it.
Okay.
Sir, చెప్పండి. చెప్పండి సార్. చెప్పండి. నేను తయారు చేసిస్తాను. అది ఫేస్బుక్ దాంట్లో క్వశ్చన్ ఎగ్జామ్స్ ఉంటే రమ్మని చెప్పేసి మెసేజ్ పంపించండి. ఓకే ఓకే రైట్ సార్ రైట్ సార్ We are discussing a very important topic today. Now, next 5 concepts what we are going to discuss that will decide your developing knowledge. Next 5 concepts whatever we are going to discuss that will decide your development knowledge. Entire development whatever we are going to write that will be on these 5 topics. The more you practice, the more complex examples you practice on these 5 concepts will decide your skill on Salesforce. Right. The rest all the topics apart from these 5 will be a conceptual based, but the logic should be written only with these 5 concepts. So the next 5 concepts are very, very important, and you are supposed to practice more complex scenarios instead of practicing a good morning, good night messages. And if you practice more complex, the more complex you make, the more easy. You can make the topic very simple with 1 or 2 examples, but when you get into the real time, it will not be the same. The more complex scenario you take and work on, the better knowledge you get. Okay, these 5 concepts are going to be wrapper class, collections, then DML, SQL, combination of this 4. The more complex examples that you can make on these 4 concepts and combination, that will decide your developing skill. I'm making very clear. This is your 80% of development. This is your 80% of the development. You want to survive in the company as a developer with whatever the experience you're putting up, this topic will decide your skill. For interview, it is not mandatory. This is not interview questions. Interview, nobody will ask these questions. Right? For surviving in the interview, you want to clear the interview, these are different topics. Interview will ask a different set of topics. That's different. But you want to survive in the company, these are the 4 topics with the combination, the 5th one, this will decide. So try to make them as complex as possible. I'm making very clear. The topic, we can make a simple example and give an example and finish the topic, but it will not give you, it will be of no worth for you. The more complex, you may not follow it, but when you look at the same again and again, the complex logic formats you'll be finding it. In one go, if you're finding difficult in implementing a complex logic also, repeat it. These 5 are very, 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 very important. I'm making very clear. These 5 topics will decide your developing skill. So practice as many scenarios as possible. Right. So let me start the discussion. First, we'll start with wrapper class. What is a wrapper class? Why you want to go for it? Now, why did the Salesforce people give data type called integer? They give some data types like integer they give, contact they give, okay, integer, string, boolean. Why do they give? Because it is frequently used. The programming, there is a possibility of frequently using a numerical value. As there is a possibility of using a numerical value, they have defined a data type called integer and they given Whenever I want to go for numerical value, I will take an integer or decimal. So based on your usage, based on the frequency of usage, they have created these data types. Am I right? Am I right? So people may take a combination of alphanumeric frequently. So they told, if you want to take alphanumeric, take a string. People want to take a data with a data in the form of an account, customer data. They created an account class. They created a Boolean. So based on the frequency of usage, they consider in general, anybody who write a program, what is the frequency of usage of the topics? As per that requirement, they already designed some predefined data types. But the problem here is the format of the data, what I am going to use, the format of the data, what I am going to frequently use, okay, is not matching with the data types what you have given. Whatever the data types that Salesforce has provided, they are not meeting up my data format. Now, my requirement was, I'll be collecting the data. My application basically deals with the student information. Every time I collect the data about name of the student, age of the student. Now, I use this data. I always use the student. The moment I say student, name, age, city. Whenever I say student, I was taking name, age, student. This is frequently used format. This is frequently used format according to my application. In my application, the type of the data I frequently use is name, city, age. So I want to club all these three under one name. I want to club all these three under one name. I don't have any data type which will take a combination of one string, one integer, one string. If you want to take a string, they give a string value. If you want to take a numerical integer, they give. If I want to take a alphanumeric string, they give. But they have not given any data type which will take a combination of two strings and one integer. According to my business requirement, I frequently use the data in this format. Two strings I will take, one integer value I will take. So Salesforce has no such type of data type which will take two string value, one integer value as in single go. Then what happened? So the data types what Salesforce is providing, they are not meeting your requirement. Then you design your own data type. If the data types what Salesforce has provided, if the data type what the Salesforce has provided, if they are not meeting your requirement, you can design your own data type. So if you want to design your own data type, then we use wrapper classes. What is a wrapper class? Wrapper class is used to create user-defined data types. Whatever the data types the Salesforce is giving, they are not according to your requirement. I want to form my own data type, then I will use a concept of wrapper classes. Is that was clear? Whatever the standard objects that were offered by the Salesforce, if they are not meeting your requirement, what are you doing? Creating your own custom objects. Whatever the fields Salesforce has provided, if they are not according to your requirement, you will create your own custom fields. Similarly, in the programming language, whatever the data types Salesforce is offering you, they are not meeting your requirement, then you design your own data type. How will you create your own data type? By using wrapper classes. So wrapper class is used to create user-defined data type. Wrapper class is used to create user-defined data type. Wrapper class is used to create user-defined data type. Is that was clear? Everyone has got what is a wrapper class? Wrapper class. Now the name itself says wrapper class. It is a class. Wrapper class is a class, but it is used to define user-defined data types because it is a data type. Class will contain only data members, no methods. Wrapper class will only contain data members, will not contain any actions. Right, boss? Look at this. Public class example. This is a wrapper class. What is the difference between a class and a wrapper class? Class is a collection of data members and methods. Wrapper class is a collection of data members. Because I am not creating any functionality, I am creating a data type. Data type will not have any functionality. There is a reason. Wrapper class is only a collection of data members. Wrapper class is only a collection of data members. Wrapper class is only a collection of data members. So once again, I'll repeat it. When you want to create your own data type, we will use wrapper classes. Wrapper class is also an Apex class. It contains only data members. Is that was clear? Now, whichever the wrapper class we have created, that will take only a collection of data members. Is that was clear for everyone? Clear, boss? Okay. Now, so let us see. Create a wrapper class student with the name, age, phone number. Start doing this. Create a wrapper class student with the name, age, phone. Create a wrapper class student with the name, age, phone. Create a wrapper class student with age, name, phone. Make an attempt of reading it, boss. Don't pause the time. Make an attempt of reading the program. Public. Student. Public string. Public integer. Public. Right. Create a wrapper class. Product info with the name, product code, price, quality. Create a wrapper class, product info with the name, product code, price, quantity. This is how we create. Create a wrapper class, invoice details, invoice date, amount, quantity, tax. Don't copy them, right? Don't copy, right? Write the code. You got stuck up, let me know. I can take one more example. Do not copy it. Don't cheat yourself. If you not follow, let me know. I can take a couple of examples. Make an attempt of writing. Invoice line, public, date, invoice date, public. Right, this is how we created. People are comfortable with this? Okay. Now let us go to the next part. So data type we have created. Now, once again, I will come to the definition of variables to get some clarity. Okay, look at this. How do you create a data type? Look at this. I give integer age, string name, this is how we create it. Now let us see this. What is the data type of this variable? Data type, variable type. What type of data type is this? It is called primitive. Primitive data type. Primitive data type. What is the variable? Age. What type of variable is this? Primitive. Variable created for primitive data type. Variable created with a primitive data type will be a primitive variable. Primitive variable means straight away store the value. Age equal to 10. Name equal to Satish. Straight away. Now we have data type. What type of data type is this? Primitive. Now name. What type of variable is this? Primitive. Primitive variables will hold data directly. We have account AGC. What is the data type? Account. What is the variable? What is the data type? Account. Is it a primitive? Not non-primitive. So tell me what are the primitive variables? What are the primitive data types? Blob, come in order. Boolean. Then we have decimal, double, date, date time, time, integer, long, string, ID. Apart from this, any other thing you take, all of them are what? Non-primitive data types. Apart from this, any other data type you take is a non-primitive. Here a data type is what? Account. Now variable is what? ACC. What type of variable is this? Reference variable. Variable created with a non-primitive data type is called reference variable. It will not store the data. It will refer to the location. It will not store the data. It will refer to the location where data is there. Reference variable will refer to the location where data is there. Primitive variable will refer to data. Primitive variable will store the data. Primitive variable will store the data. Reference variable will refer to the location where data is there. Is that what's clear? Is that what's clear? When you call a variable as primitive variable, any variable created with primitive data type, is called primitive variable. Any variable created with primitive data type is called primitive variable. Any variable created with primitive data type is called primitive variable. I hope you're good. Then we have context UI. So what is the data type? What is the type? Primitive. Variable. What type of variable is this? Reference variable. Now, what is the data type? Is it a primitive or non-primitive? Non-primitive. Why? Only above said. Only these are primitive. Apart from this, everything is non-primitive. Now, Boolean. Now, this is this. What was this? What was this? Primitive. Decimal amount. Product info. It is primitive or non-primitive? That's it. Reference. Student. Primitive or non-primitive? It is. Then I have list of account. Now what is the data type? List of primitive or non-primitive? So it doesn't matter what it is. If it is not a primitive, if the data type is not a primitive, it is a reference variable. I hope you are good with this structure. Clear for everyone? So I hope everybody followed what is the data type. Data type followed by variable. That variable may be a primitive variable or a reference variable. Now if you create a wrapper class, it is what? Data type. So wrapper class is what type of variable? Reference or primitive? Wrapper class, if I use wrapper class as a data type, is it a primitive or reference? It is a reference variable. Right. Okay. This story is good. Right. Next point. You need to understand. If it is a primitive integer age. Now, if I give system.debug age, what is the value you are going to get? System.std. What is the? Let it be a primitive or non-primitive. Default value is null. Let it be a primitive or non-primitive. If you don't assign any value, it is null. Let it be a primitive or non-primitive. If I don't assign a value, it is a null. Right, boss? Okay. Now I told age equal to 30. It is a primitive. Straight away assign the value. If it is a reference, First, I have to create new. Then this will create some. It will create some memory. This is how memory is created. Now, how do you refer to this memory? New memory is allocated, which is called an object. New object is created for the data members. Now, if I want to refer to this object, how will you refer? Then I'm going to say std equal to new. So, what does it mean? Std is referring to the object which is created. Whatever the object that is created, this is referred with the std. Reference variable is referring to the location. Reference variable is referring to the location which is already existing. Reference variable is referring to the location which is already existing. If I want to use a reference variable, allocate a memory, then refer to the location. Is that was clear? Is that was clear? Clear? Okay. Now look at the point. I told student S1 equal to. Now S1 equal to std. I am not creating new student. I don't want to create one more location. Whatever the location that std is referring, same location I want to refer. So std S1 equal to. So what happened? This is also referring to location, right? So std dot name equal to. Then if I print system dot debug system dot, what is the output I am going to get? Because both of them are referring to same location. Are you getting? Either I will create a new location and refer, or refer to any one of the existing locations. Either it's not necessary that every time I have to create a new location. Depends upon your requirement. I may create a new location, or I may refer to any one of the existing location. In the first case, std equal to new student created a new location. That location is referred with std. Second case, I was referring to existing location. Is that was clear? Clear? So whenever you say reference variable, either you have to create a new memory location and refer to it, or refer to the existing memory. Any one I have to do it. Otherwise, it will be what? Null. Either create your own location and refer to it, or refer to the location which is already existing. Refer to the location which is already existing. I hope you are good. Clear? Clear with this? Okay. Now, I'll give them. I hope everyone has followed this example. Follow this example? Follow this example? Okay. I'll give an exercise. Tell me what is the story of it. No. Don't write the output. Draw the diagram. Draw the diagram. Refer the variable, then make it. Don't straight away write the output. Create the object diagram, put the variables in that, refer to the location, how I have given, just put it in the structure, write it. Don't straight away write the output. Later on, when you refer, you should understand what you have done. Create an object. Right. First, draw the output for this. Create an object, put the data in the object, create a reference variable to that. Don't straight away write the output. Create an object and tell me. Go with the diagrammatical representation. Later on, when you see, you have to understand it. Go with the diagrammatical representation. Later on, when you look at this, you have to understand what you have done. If you are new to the development, make a diagrammatical representation. You are not interested in the output. Try to understand the concept. Am I right? The first set, this is the first set, right? When you say new, memory is allocated with a name, phone, age. And that memory was referred as STD. So in that STD.name, Ravi, STD.phone, 1111, STD.age, 50. Then what is the next step you have given? Student S1 equal to STD. So what is that? What does it mean? S1 is referring to the same reference, okay, referring to the same instance of. Then what I told? STD2 equal to S1. Now work on this. What is the value? S1 dot name means same location. Kiran. Right. Then I told S1 dot name equal to Kiran. Phone equal to then STD dot name equal to STD dot name equal to, because all of them are referring to the same location. Any change that you make, it will come to the same location. S1 dot age equal to S2 dot age equal to, because all of them are referring to the same location. If you make a change with STD or S1 or S2, they'll affect the same. Then what is the output we are getting? Praveen. Because all of them are referring to the same location. Why? Because they are referring to the same location. I told S1 equal to STD. Whatever the location that STD is referring, same location is assigned to S1. Both are referring to the same location. STD2 equal to S2 equal to S1. Whatever the location S1 is referring, same is referred by S2. So as they are referring to the same location, I can make the changes using STD or S1 or S2. Is that was clear for everyone? Is it clear for everyone? Clear? Followed everyone? Right. People are busy in copying. Unless you change, you will not get development. Right. So let's take another example. Now create this output. Now look at this. Start building this. First create the memory location, draw the diagram and make it. Don't assume it. Draw the diagram, refer to it. Don't assume, draw the diagram and check it out. First, you're creating customer. The customer, what we had, last name, right. This is how we have created. First, this is a customer. This is referred with. Then I told customer C1 equal to CST. To the same location they are referring. C1 is also referring. Then I told customer ABC equal to new customer. What we are using? The moment I say new, then what happened? One more memory was allocated. Now what was the name of this memory? And C2 equal to this is what they have created. Then what they told? C1 dot last name equal to then customer dot first name. Customer dot first name. Then C1 dot age. Then we have customer dot city. Then we had a phone number. This is what I have done. Is that was clear? Right. Then I told ABC equal to C1. Now ABC was referring to this location, right? Then I told ABC equal to C1. Then what happened? Now ABC don't refer to this location. ABC refer to the location of C1. Now ABC equal to, but still C2 equal to what? C2 was referring to this location. Now ABC was reassigned to this. Did you get my point? Previously ABC was referring to what? This location. ABC equal to this. Now I told ABC equal to C1. Whatever the location that C1 is referring, go back. Right now, right now, go back. Now customer dot last name. Have you followed this? Previously I was referring to one location. Now I reassign to one more location.
Satish.
Yes.
So duplicate record with the same details will be created in this case, or
No.
the second
Same
record
location.
will be blank?
No duplicate record. We are referring to the same record.
Okay.
When I say customer C1 equal to CST, it is not creating a duplicate. To the same record, one more reference is created. One more variable is created to refer to the same variable, same location. Now, we have done. Now, same data will come for ABC also. Then C2 dot last name null, C2 dot first name null, C2 dot phone null, C2 dot city null, C2 dot age null. Here I want to say you may be referring to some other location previously, but I can reassign you to some other location. That's what I want to convey here. People have followed this point. Is that everyone has followed this point? Clear for everyone? Clear? Okay. Recreate the structure. I'm removing it. Right. Recreate now. Recreate the location. Start doing it again. Recreate. Boss, go for diagrammatic representation to get the clarity on the topic. Don't study or read the output. Right. Recreate the structure. recreate the structure, look at the other code what I have given, recreate the structure and understand it.
Satish,
Yes.
yeah, one small note here. Actually, if you here ABC equals to C1, right? But
Yeah.
here, if you see this here, customer C2 equals to ABC.
See, let me make it simple. Integer A equal to 10. Integer B equal to A. Now, what is the value of C? What is the value of C?
40.
How the value of C will become 40 boss? B equal to 10. When I am assigning C equal to B, what is the value of B? It is 10.
Oh, 10. Yes, yes.
Later we modify the equation.
Okay, got it.
People are got it. Okay. Let me show it here. I'll explain the example here. Try to understand this example. I hope everyone has got this clarity. Right? Okay. Let me go to this. I am creating wrapper class. Already student is here. I am taking student. Now, I create a wrapper class called student. Now look at this. New student. This is what I created. Student std2. Give ABC for your understanding, right? ABC. Last name. Right. Then I told student S equal to ABC. Student S equal to ABC. After assigning, then I told ABC equal to this is what I give. Am I right? ABC was assigned to S, then ABC equal to STD. So what is the value of ABC now? Whatever that STD is referring, the same I am referring here. Whatever that STD was referring, same thing I am referring here. Okay. Now let me print system.debug. ABC. This is how I created. So I am printing ABC, I am printing S. Let us see what will be the output of this. Are you getting the same output? No, right? Right. S has a different output, ABC has a different output, because at the time of assigning S equal to ABC, at the moment of assigning whatever that ABC is referring, that was assigned to S. Later on, I change the value of ABC. Right? So it's just like that. Somebody has asked me, explained just now. It's just like integer A equal to 10, integer B equal to A, then A equal to 90. Now, what is the value of system.debug A, system.debug B, system.debug? Okay. Now, what is the value of this? It is going to be 90. It is going to be 10. When I assign B equal to A, at the time of assigning B equal to A value is only 10. Right? Similarly, at the time of creating this, yesterday S equal to ABC, at this time, it was referring to this location. Later on, ABC was modified to different location. Are you getting my point? Have you got this structure? Clear? Clear? When I am assigning the value, at that moment, what is the value we have? When I am assigning, at that moment, what is the value he has, that location is referred. Is that was clear? Let me give one or two examples. If you understand these points, it will be easy for you to understand the next examples. Let's be very clear on this basic funda. Let us be very clear on the basic funda. EMP equal to now, this is my story. Understand this and tell me the output. Draw the diagonal representation and refer to it. Anyone has not followed, let me know. I can re-explain this point.
Satish, I have a doubt.
Yes, go ahead, Amma.
So E1 is the reference variable that is referring to the object. So one reference variable is referring to all the three objects.
At different time, different location is referring.
So in the end, E1 stores EMP value. I mean,
That's what I asked you to try and write. That's what I'm asking you to write a diagram and print the values. So now it's going to create a structure here. Name is Kiran. Then we had phone. Right. This is the structure what we created. And this was referred as EM. This is referred as, don't assume it, make a diagonal representation. This is what I created. So this is the, now this is the structure what we created. Now, what is the first thing that I told? E1 equal to ABC. E1 is referring to the location of ABC. Then what is the value we are going to get? Prasad. Then next statement I told E1 equal to XYZ. Change the value of E1 to XYZ. Now we modified the value of E1 to XYZ. Now E1 is referring to XYZ. What is the value we are getting now? Ravi. Now I told E1 equal to EMP. Change it. Finally, by the time I executed last statement, where was that E1? E1 was referring to, it's a variable. I can change the value of the variable. Right now I was referring to ABC. Later on I told E1 equal to XYZ. It has moved to XYZ. Later on I told E1 equal to EMP. It has gone to EMP location. So finally now, what is the name? Kiran. So when I wrote this statement, when I was printing these values, it was referring to ABC. When I was printing these values, it was referring to XYZ. When I was printing these values, it was referring to EMP. Right? Step by step it will execute. Okay, when I am executing, to which location you are referring? When I am executing, to which location are you referring is important. Are you clear? Are you clear? Right. So, yes, any query? Right. People have followed this? People have followed this? Okay. Now let us take the next example. We'll see in terms of program now. I hope you got clarity about that reference variable. Reference variable, am I clear with that? Am I clear? Still anybody has any query on that? Am I clear? Okay. Let me create some programs for it. Now, let me create an example for this now in terms of VF page. Now I'm creating a Apex class. In the student list, public student. Now, why did I give set and get? I want to use this STD data in Visual Force page, so I gave STD set and get. What is the data type of STD? Student. What is the data type of STD? Student. Now, what is the value of STD now? What is the value of STD? Value of STD is null. Why it is null? It is a reference variable. Memory was not created. So what should I do? STD equal to new. Allocate the memory. Then give STD dot. First allocate the memory, then assign the values. Right. This is what we got it. Right. So this is what the structure is. Student, new student. Student last name, student first name, student city, student phone number. Right. Now let us go to the VF page. That I'm giving here. Now, what was that? STD is the variable. This STD dot last name. Where is that last name? It is in STD. So STD is the variable, right? STD is the variable. STD dot last name. STD dot last name. Are you getting my point? STD is the variable which I was supposed to print. In STD, there is a last name. Then I gave STD phone number, city, phone number. Now, look at the point. Now, it's still not completed. I told STD set and get. So I can call STD, no problem. But last name I cannot call it. If you want to call last name, that variable also should have set and get. I gave STD for what? Only get and set for STD. Not for the members of STD. If you want the members of the STD to be displayed, even they should have any variable that you want to display in the VF page that should have set and get. Right. So have a preview. This is how we are getting. So what did I do? I created a wrapper class. I want this data to be displayed in the VF page. So I have created a set and get for every variable. Now this is a wrapper class or a class. How can you say it is a wrapper class? Data members. Why did I give set and get? Any variable you want to access in the VF page should have set and get. Then I created a Apex class here. Student STD. Now why did I take set and get? I want to display the student, so I took a set and get. What is the value of this STD? Null. So before I use the data, what should I do? Assign the memory, then give the values. So STD equal to new student, last name, first name, city, phone. If I don't do this step, if I don't assign the memory, let us run the program. Null object. Null dot last name error. Null dot first name error. Right? Because if you don't assign, what is the value here? Null. So whenever we are getting a error called null pointer or dereference, that means you have not assigned the memory for a reference variable directly you are using. Whenever we are getting a error called dereference or null point of exception, that means you are referring to a reference variable without assigning a memory. Is that was clear? Clear for everyone? Clear for everyone? Everyone has followed this? Still anyone has any query on that? Am I clear with this? Right.
Satish, can you explain it again? I'm confused.
See, is there any query about this class? Any query on this class? One by one.
Sir,
Okay. Wait for a minute. Let me answer the question first. Somebody has asked me. Finish. Now, the guy who has asked me, is there any query on this student class?
No, sir.
Right. So what was that? It's a class with data members. Why did I give set and get? You want to give it as a? Okay. You want to display in the VF page. Now go to the next class. Now, what was this student now? It is a data type. In the student data type, what are the elements we have? Last name, first name, phone, city. Now, what is that std? Std is a reference variable. Is it a primitive or reference? Reference. How can you say it is a reference? Any data type other than primitive will be a reference. So, student std. So, I have created a variable called std. I have created a variable called std. I have created a variable called std. Okay, with a data type called student. Now, if it is a reference variable, what should I do first? It has to refer to a location. So either you refer to the existing location or create it. Now I don't have any existing location in this program. So I was forced to create new location equal to new student. In that new location, how are you putting? In the new location, what are there? Last name, first name, city, phone. I gave the values. Is that what's clear? Right? Right. Now how will you display the data? Student dot last name. Student dot first name. Student dot city. Student dot. This is how I displayed. Is that was clear, Amma?
Yes, sir.
Someone from online. Right. Yeah. Someone else is asking a question. Go ahead, Amma.
Sir, so we'll always have to have two different classes, is it here? Can't we put the wrapper class data members in the same student?
Let me put it simple. See, the concept of wrapper is different. Concept of inner class is different. If you are defining a class within a class, it is called inner class. No, it's not called wrapper class. Okay. Second point. Second point. Always it's a good practice to write outside. Why? If I define within another class, it can be used only within the class. If I write it outside, like this, if I write it outside, separate class, if I write it, I can use this in any other programming. I can use this in any other programming. Suppose if I write this within this class like this. Now where I can use this? Only within this class. Now this is what? Inner class. What is this called? Inner class. Now we are not, it is not inner class. Now what we are discussing? Wrapper class. Now what we are discussing is wrapper class. Is that was clear?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
It is always good practice to define outside. Why? Now, whenever you write a program, you have to ensure that reusability of the code is available. It should be available for reusability. Because somebody else want to have a student with the same type of data, why should I create one more time again? So whatever the programs you write, it should have the flexibility for reusability. It should have flexibility for reusability. Are you clear? I hope I'm clear with this. Any other query from anyone else in the class? I hope you're good with this concept. Everyone is comfortable with this concept, right? Practice more number of examples on this, right? Take a reference variable A to B, B to C, C to D, make it as depth as possible. I have taken up to 3 levels. You take number of levels and start practicing. You should have a confident level on these references, right? I told you very clearly, these topics are going to be core concepts of development. This will design your developing skills. So I have taken 1, 2 levels. You take 3, 4 levels. Make it as complex as possible. Draw the diagrams and refer to it. Then you get a clarity. When you're a new learner, just don't blindly, okay, we always have a habit. Once you follow, then we wake ourselves like we feel a gem and everything will calculate in the air. When you're new, start making a diagram to refer to it. You get the perfect fundamentals. Don't assume it. Draw the diagram so that you get perfect fundamental. When you assume it, there may be a wrong perception or right perception. When you assume it, there may be a wrong perception or right perception. Draw the diagram, get the fundamental right. Right, boss? Okay. Chalo. That's all from my end for the day. See you on Monday.
Satish, the videos for classes are not yet uploaded.
Only one class was pending, Amma. Rest all the videos are there. Yesterday class was not uploaded. Rest all the videos are there on the site.
Satish, I have a question.
Yes.
So in the real time, how can we know that we have to use the wrapper class in the particular scenario?
Requirement specifies.
I mean, okay.
Based on the requirement, you have to understand. The same format of data, if you are using multiple number of times, then we have to go for it.
Okay.
Sir, request here.
Yeah.
What is that?
Actually, yeah. So the videos, if they are uploaded the same day by evening, right, it's helpful because in case I miss a class today, for tomorrow's class,
let me make it, Silpa, let me make it. Each video will take 3 hours for me, and this morning videos has to be continuous. At a time, only one video can be converted. So from morning, whatever the classes we take, one by one sequence, the videos will be converted.
Okay, because the problem we face is in case I miss a class today.
That's not within my control. It is the software which I'm using has to convert it.
Okay.
Now look at this. Now it is what? Which batch? Morning 8:45 batch video is getting converted. So unless it is converted, next video will not convert.
Okay. The problem we face is that if in case I miss a class, right, for tomorrow's class, I'll not be knowing what happened today.
Yeah.
So
again, I repeat answer. It is not within my control.
Oh, okay. Fine.
It's not within my control. It's not. Now let us say if this is converted. Now this is video. If the size of the video is less, probably in 25 minutes. Probably your video will be converted next immediately. But in the morning, the videos were delayed by system. Then obviously the video will be delayed. Now it's not manual intervention. The software has to convert it. It's not manual intervention.
And sir, any workaround we can do for sometimes I happen to miss one class.
Yeah,
what is the workaround?
I repeat answer.
There is no workaround.
They ask me the same question 1,000 times also. My answer is same. It is not within my hands. It is a conversion. My system is always on 25% on. Right. So the video has to be converted.
Okay, fine.
Satish, you were saying something about wrapper class before?
I didn't get it.
I mean, you were saying something about wrapper class before. When I asked a question about the example in the real-time scenario, you were saying something.
Based on the requirement, you have to understand it.
Okay.
Based on the requirement, based on the frequency of the data, we have to understand it. Okay. Right.
Yes, Satish, one last one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I have sent you an error in chat. I'm getting that error when I am executing the VF code.
See, you might have given the complete URL. You're referring. You might have given the complete URL like this. Don't use the complete URL.
No, I didn't give like that. I just gave Apex and pages.
No. It says invalid session. It is invalid session. If you're invalid session, you are trying to use the complete URL.
Okay.
The error says the same. Invalid session. Or the page doesn't exist.
Okay.
99.99% is a complete URL you have specified. Maybe you're trying to refer to the complete URL. So right, okay.
Pritesh, do you have any reputation class for development in weekends?
I will not be taking weekly classes. No? My classes are regular. Weekends I'll be taking only integrational, I think.
Okay. When is this reputation class, in the evening only or apart from that?
When a new batch starts for the development, you be in touch with admin people. When a new batch starts for admin people, you take it.
Okay, okay. And when are you starting the integration classes for this batch?
No, unless the current batch is completed, I'll not be. The schedules, the admin people will decide, boss. So I'll not be having a knowledge about schedules. I'll be getting the knowledge only 2 or 3 days before. I'll be knowing when the batch is going to start. Okay. So schedules will be given by the admin people. Please communicate with the admin people for the upcoming batches or repetitions. Okay. So I'll have only tentative dates, but admin will have the exact date when the batches are going to start.
Okay.
Please give a call on 8686. They'll update you the information.
Okay, sure.
చెప్పండి. అవునమ్మా, అవునమ్మా. రెఫరెన్స్ క్రియేట్ చేసినప్పుడు మనం అలా క్రియేట్ చేయాలమ్మా. క్రియేటింగ్ రెఫరెన్స్ యూ హావ్ టు క్రియేట్ లైక్
class name ivalli sir. New ST is equal new student list and same class name ఆల్రెడీ క్రియేట్ చేసాం.
ఇంగ్రీడి ఇప్పుడు ఏమి ఇచ్చాను ఎక్కడ అతని మరి అదేంటి క్లాస్ నేమేగా
స్టూడెంట్
లిస్ట్ ఎక్కడ తీసుకున్నావు?
స్టూడెంట్ ఐకాన్ లిస్ట్ అండ్
స్టూడెంట్ డాట్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ డాట్ లాస్ట్ ఇలా తీసుకున్నాం.
అంటే క్లాస్ క్రియేట్ చేసినప్పుడు పబ్లిక్ క్లాస్ స్టూడెంట్ ఐకాన్ లిస్ట్ తీసుకున్నాం.
అలా కాదమ్మా, క్లాస్ తీసుకున్నప్పుడు ఇలా చేసాం. ఇది క్లాస్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ చేసినప్పుడు ఇలా క్రియేట్ చేసాం, ఇలా చేసాం. ఏంటమ్మా? एक मिनट रुको, एक मिनट.
सर मैंने ये कोडिंग किया था तो सर ये पेज तो पेज रेफरेंस वाला काम कर रहा था, वो मूव कर जा रहा था. बट सर मैंने एक फील्ड को यहाँ पे अगर मैं रखा था तो वो मैसेज थ्रो करना चाहिए था. बट उसमें
तो
मैंने
देख-
एल्स में केवल लिखा ना, एल्स में मैंने कुछ नहीं
अगर दोनों ब्लैंक नहीं तो ब्लैंक एंड इट्स नॉट डबल कोट सिंगल कोट ब्लैंक नहीं तो इफ कंडीशन एल्स
एल्स।
if this field is blank do this else if this field is blank
अच्छा, तो सर मैं एल्स में भी कंडीशन लिखूंगा,
yeah
एल्स
see,
में मैं डायरेक्ट मैसेज थ्रो नहीं
हाँ,
कर सकता।
आपको 4 कंडीशन से 2 फील्ड लिखे ओके एक कंडीशन में दोनों नहीं नल नहीं था
हाँ ठीक है।
ओके ओके दोनों नल नहीं था ये फॉल्स था ऑल्सो दोनों नल हो सकते हैं नेगेटिव तो एक ही नल से ओके तो एल्स के लिए लिया था मैंने एल्स में इफ वन फील्ड इज नल ओके एल्स
सेकंड
if this field is null okay else both are null okay
मैंने डायरेक्ट एल्स में उसको मैसेज थ्रो किया हुआ है। तो सर वो कंपलसरी रहता है कि एल्स में मुझे हर फील्ड के लिए कंडीशन देना पड़ेगा।
हाँ
ठीक है, थैंक यू। పాస్వర్డ్ ఎన్క్రిప్టెడ్ అని చెప్పేసి ఎనేబుల్ చేసిన ఆప్షన్
ఏంటమ్మా
అంటే పాస్వర్డ్ రిస్ట్రిక్టెడ్ ఉంటుంది కదా అడ్మిన్ యూజర్స్.
ఓకే ఓకే
సో పాస్వర్డ్ ఎన్క్రిప్టెడ్ ఓన్లీ సిస్టమ్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటర్ చూడాలి అంటే
అలా సిస్టమ్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ ఎప్పుడు రాదమ్మా ఎన్క్రిప్టెడ్ ఫీల్డ్స్ ఎప్పుడు సిస్టమ్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ కనబడవు
అది పోయి మనం ఆప్షన్ ఎనేబుల్ చేయాలన్నమాట.
అదేనమ్మా సిస్టమ్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటర్కి ఆ పర్మిషన్ ఎప్పుడు ఇవ్వలేము మనం వేరే వాళ్ళకి ఎవరికైనా ఇవ్వచ్చు మనం
ఓకే ఓకే
సిస్టమ్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటర్ అనేది కంప్లీట్ డేటా ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి వీ విల్ నాట్ బి ఏబుల్ టు క్రియేట్ దర్ పర్మిషన్ ఫర్ యా ఇవ్వచ్చు.
థాంక్స్.
ఓకే
సారీ సార్,
చెప్పమ్మా చెప్పండి.
సారీ సారీ
నో ఇష్యూ. దాంట్లో ఉందని చూడు డెస్క్రిప్షన్ ఓపెన్ ఓపెన్ చేయమ్మా. బయట ఒకతను వచ్చి ఉంటాడు చూడు ఇందాక కరుణాకర్ అని ఒక ఆయన ఉన్నాడు చూడు అక్క కరుణాకర్ ఒక అతను ఉంటాడు చూడు ఇట్లా హైలైట్ చేసుకుంటే సపరేట్ రాస్తే బాగుంటుంది. దీన్ని ఇంత హైలైట్ చేసుకోకుండా చిన్న బాక్స్లో కింద పెట్టేసుకు సరిపోతుంది. 2 నెలలు పర్సంటేజ్ ఇంటర్మీడియట్ బీటెక్ సరిపోతుంది చాలు. ఓకే సో పర్సంటేజ్ ఎక్కువ నేను పెట్టావా బిడ్డ అడుగుతారు కదా 80 నుంచి 90 నుంచి 1965 ఇచ్చినట్టుగా పర్సంటేజ్ చేసి పెట్టేసి స్కిల్ సెట్ని ఎక్కువ ప్రొడక్ట్ చేసుకో. దాన్ని ఎడ్యుకేషన్ క్వాలిఫికేషన్ బీటెక్ ఫ్రమ్ సోన్స్ కాలేజ్ స్కిల్ సెట్ లాస్ట్లో ఒక లైన్ పెట్టి చాలు. ఓకేనా ఏం చేస్తావు ఇది ఒకటి లాస్ట్లో పెట్టేసి ఎడ్యుకేషన్ సోర్స్ కాలేజ్లో చేసి స్కిల్ సెట్ని ఎక్కువ ఎలాబరేట్ చేసి పెట్టాం. ఓకే పెట్టి తీసుకొచ్చి హెచ్ఆర్కి ఫార్వర్డ్ చేసి